When you know better, you do better, and when you do better, you choose better. Attention is not the same thing as admiration. All I wanna know is if it's cool. We can do a little something, something. A little something, something. Let me groove with you, oh baby, so we can get a little. Welcome to another video, girl. If you are new here, my name is Franchesca, but everyone that loves and adores me calls me Fancy. You're more than welcome to call me either or. Don't forget to hit that like, comment, and subscribe button. And if you're not new here, girl, hey girl, welcome back. Let's have a conversation. As I mentioned to y'all in my life update video that I was going through a little bit of a funk. So I had to kind of make sure that when I have these type of conversations with women that I feel confident in what I'm discussing, and because there's nothing like having a conversation with somebody and the messenger is not confident in the message that they're delivering. So I wanted to make sure that I was fully confident in what I was sharing with you guys before I decided to sit down and share it with you. Not to say that what I'm saying I'm not fully confident in, because I 100% am. As a woman, it is normal for our emotions to fluctuate, and sometimes we are harder on ourselves than we need to be. So I just wanted to make sure that I was in a good mental space and a good confidence space before having this conversation with you ladies. I feel like all of us are beautiful, all of us are diamonds. Let's go ahead and incorporate today's collaborator before we get into this amazing conversation. So I just want to thank Miss Blue Fine Jewelry for today's beautiful collaboration. I love these pieces they sent me. Don't forget to check them out for Black Friday, and also use my code Franchesca15 for 15% off of your next beautiful jewelry fine pieces. Miss Blue is passionate about crafting exquisite jewelry that embodies love, tradition, and sustainability. Together, they embody the essence of resilience and grace. I absolutely love these beautiful pieces they send me because not only are they gorgeous, but they also represent everything that I believe in when it comes to timeless pieces. Miss and Miss Blue represents accomplished women, while the blue represents virtues of purity, love, and fidelity. Don't forget to check them out. Again, it's Black Friday, and thank you, Miss Blue, for today's collaboration. So now that we are done introducing Miss Blue Fine Jewelry, because I feel like all of us women deserve fine pieces, and we are all fine pieces, we have to go ahead and feature that in today's video. Today's girl talk topic is what it really means to be a bad bitch.
I'm a pretty bitch.
Yeah.
Because my aura is that. My confidence is that. My self-esteem is that. You know? And I don't think that, like, pretty is face value. I think it's what you bring to the table, and your spirit, and your mind, and your mental, and just everything that is an ingredient for you and your soul and your spirit.
I know that all women do not refer to themselves as bad bitches, and that is totally fine. It's a level of respect, and it's a respect thing, so it's completely understandable. I know that I've referenced it to myself a few times just out of humor, but we also know that it is part of like the cultural times. It's part of hip hop culture. It's been used all around, and it's just, you know, we all know that it's referenced to using as to a fine woman. But I really want to sit here and have a conversation with y'all, because being a bad bitch, or being that girl, or the it girl, can be very, I feel like, can add a lot of unnecessary pressure onto women that feel like maybe they are not what's considered of a bad bitch, because of the way that today's society has kind of displayed what that looks like. And I feel like a lot of women feel like if they don't look a certain way or meet a certain criteria of a physical image, that they are not a bad bitch. And I'm here to remind you that you are beautiful just the way you are. I went ahead and typed all this stuff in my phone. I had typed it up on my computer and I sent it over to my phone because I didn't want to ramble, and I wanted to make sure that I stayed on topic. And I'm gonna bring y'all in just a little closer actually. Go ahead and get into the introduction of genuinely today's society on what people say or identify a bad bitch as. I mean, a lot of people identify a bad bitch as if we're talking about social media standards. I know a lot of people look on Instagram and social media and feel like if they're not driving the latest whip that is a foreign, or living in the nicest home, or or overly expensive home, or if their hair is not a certain way, if they're not rocking like super long nails, or if they're not rocking lashes, or if they're not rocking that heavy bad bitch beat makeup, or you know, if you don't have any plastic surgery done to your body, or if you're not getting flown out, all this other stuff that, you know, if you're not dressing like a quote unquote bad bitch, I can see how that could be very like detrimental to a woman's confidence, because you're roaming around in a world that makes you feel like, damn, like, okay, I'm not good enough, or this is the quote unquote beauty standard of what is considered to be a quote unquote bad bitch, and I don't obtain or have any of these things, so therefore like I'm boring, I'm basic. And I just want to tell you, baby, no ma'am, that is not true. No ma'am, not at all. I ultimately feel like it's deeply rooted more so in your self-love and in your confidence, and also just kind of deeply self-rooted in your authenticity than anything else. When it comes to being a baddie, there's no one particular category in my opinion, and there's no one particular category on like what exactly that looks like. Me personally, I feel like women are all women are beautiful. I feel like God literally constructed us special individually, so one woman's beauty does not take away from yours. So it's okay to give another woman praise and another woman her flowers if you feel like she is beautiful, but someone else's beauty does not neglect the beauty that you possess. So I'm just going to read off the notes and then we're going to talk about it together. This is literally going to feel like class. So let's go. First point that I want to talk about when it comes to being a bad bitch is one is authenticity, being yourself. Being yourself, I cannot stress enough how important it is to be yourself. Ultimately, this is loving and acknowledging your flaws, your quirks, your differences, your habits, your imperfections, your strengths, your weaknesses, your appearance, character, etc. Whatever about these things you love or even want to improve, do the work to continue your journey towards the best version of yourself, but always remain being yourself while loving and embracing the person as you grow. This is who I am. Own who you are. I am a firm believer in being authentic. I have met tons of beautiful women who are the quote unquote bad bitch label, and they are fake. They do not know who they are. They are trying to be like other women to fit a certain stigma or a certain category, and at the end of the day, they are completely lost. Nobody likes a mean girl. Nobody likes the girl that is trying to front an image. People can feel when you are not genuine. People can feel when you are not genuine. People can feel when you are not being yourself. Please, I guarantee you, something that will make you 10 times more beautiful aside from your appearance, aside from your hair, your lashes, your nails, your wardrobe, the car you drive, all of those things are irrelevant if you are not genuinely yourself. You are not being true to those around you, and you are not being true to yourself. And at the end of the day, regardless of what someone else's perception of a bad bitch looks like or sounds like or acts like or feels like, your genuine presence and your authenticity will always be felt and remembered regardless of what designer bag you have, my love. You understand? There's absolutely nothing wrong with upgrading yourself, wanting to upgrade yourself, wanting to make improvements with yourself. But my point is, while you're trying to make those adjustments and those improvements, still remain being yourself and be happy with who you are along that ride while working towards becoming the version of yourself that you want to be. Our second point that we're going to touch on is your confidence. Your aura and your body language introduces you before you even introduce yourself. This includes presenting yourself in ways that allows you to show up as your confident self. Example, how you smell, how you dress, your mood, your attitude, which we just touched on. Being comfortable in who you are allows you to show up with confidence. If these things do not make you confident, keep trying to figure out what does make you confident, so you'll never settle in discomfort to create unnecessary insecurities. Take me to church. So what that means is completely being comfortable in your skin. I feel like when I meet different women that are different shades, sizes, weights, skin color, hair, The list goes on and on. I don't care if the woman is black, blue, brown, yellow, red, orange. Like, I have come across so many different women with so many different with so many different unique styles about themselves. Like, I genuinely embrace women that are different than your traditional quote unquote bad bitch. And I'm not saying that I don't love my bad bitch girlies, because I do, but what I'm saying is that there is literally a category for every woman, and there's no one right or wrong way to be who you are. We always talk about the saying, if you look good, you feel good. You know, I have my days where I'm walking around the house looking crazy. I'm not having my hair extensions in my hair. I'm walking around with no makeup, or I'm just not feeling good about myself that day. And any time that I find myself kind of not feeling good about myself, I always try to make sure that I work on my outer appearance, or like I'll go take a shower, or I'll go for a walk to get some fresh air, or I'll put on my favorite perfume, put on my favorite body oil, or, you know, just put on a cute outfit, even if it's comfortable for the day. Like, always improving your appearance, and your appearance does not have to be what other people say a bad bitch stigma appearance should look like. As long as you are comfortable and confident in what you look like, then you will naturally exude that confident aura. Make sure you're wearing clothes that complement your figure, wearing a fragrance that complements your personality, because it makes you feel better. If you like short nails, wear short nails. If you like long nails, wear long nails. My baby, whatever you want to do it. If you want to wear braids, if you feel confident with no hair, if you feel confident with hair, like, it's whatever makes you show up as your best self is ultimately will exude that aura. Also, let's talk about your body language. I'm gonna just go ahead and be the first to admit it. I do not have good posture. I have not had good posture for as long as I've been living. My mom growing up has always gotten on me about my posture, so I have to actually make it a conscious effort to work on my posture. If not, I'll be like this. Like, my whole life I haven't had the best posture. But let me tell you something about your body language and your posture. Your body language is so powerful. Your body language actually speaks before you do, and then your aura comes after that, and then it comes whatever comes out of your mouth. So your body language speaks before you do 100%. I remember when again, I'm going to revert back to this because this is something that I can revert to, but I remember when I was much younger and I was working in the club, when I was living that lifestyle, there was a girl that worked with me. And one time she came up to me, because like I was kind of struggling at this time making money. I think I was a little insecure about like my body. I hadn't had any like surgical enhancements done to my body at the time. Like, currently I do have my breast done. I've had my breast done for some years now. But like at this time I was just kind of like insecure in the environment that I was in, because I was surrounded by all these different beautiful women that had all these different shapes, and I was just kind of like, where do I fit in here? I will never let another woman say this to me again, but it just goes to show you how people pay attention to you and how people observe you. So I remember I was working one day and this girl came up to me that we were mutual friends, and she pretty much told me that she can tell that I'm insecure by the way I walk. That speaks a lot of volumes to me personally. She was like, I can tell you're insecure, or I could, and not even necessarily insecure, but she could tell that I wasn't 100% confident in myself by the way that I walked, by the way that my shoulders sit back, by the way that I kind of didn't carry myself, as if like I almost kind of walked as if like I was a little timid or shy, or just kind of like reserved basically. And she was like, we're in a lifestyle or an industry where confidence is everything, and your confidence literally contributes to how you make your money, so you're gonna have to work on that. I remember one time I came to work and I was just like, I had been working on my walk. I had been working on my posture, working on how I viewed myself and everything. So I just remember like one time I came to work and she was like, I like your new walk. I said that to say because people can literally observe you and prejudge you just simply based off of your posture. So I just want to encourage you that anytime you walk into a room, sitting at a table with a group of friends or with a crowd, on a date with a man, whatever, to always try to be very aware and conscious of your posture. Your posture can genuinely say a lot about how you feel about yourself based off of your body language. It's no different than body language telling on someone when they're lying to you, or your body language kind of giving you an intuitive feeling when something is wrong, you know. So it's no different than that. So you definitely want to make sure that you're always trying your best to be aware of your posture. Let's go into our third point. So our third point is how you care for yourself self-care wise, because at the end of the day, although everything is not about like clothing and imaging, your hygiene and how you care for yourself and how you do present yourself does matter. Unfortunately, that's just the facts. But let's talk about self-care because it is important, and how you care for yourself does ultimately attract the type of people you want in your life, and it also radiates whatever you're saying about yourself. So what I mean by this is when you look good, you feel good, and when you feel good, you do good. We were just talking about this. Your diet, your sleep, your hygiene, how you prioritize your mental health. Are you striving to have a better relationship with God? Are you staying physically active? Feeling and feeding your mind as much positivity as possible. You are what you consume in every aspect. Reducing your stress, catering to your beauty and self-care needs, because when you do look good, you feel good. I do not try to push God onto anyone. Like who you believe in is who you believe in, and that is beautiful. But I do say that a woman that is a God-fearing woman and a faithfully walking woman, to me, is a powerful woman. Point blank, period. This is just my opinion. But I feel like any woman that walks very strongly and confident with God is a unstoppable, confident woman. And at the end of the day, that is the ultimate bad bitch, period. Take care of your hygiene as a woman. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. Also with physically fit, just staying active. You know, everyone doesn't have the body goals to try and have the perfect body or perfect fit body. You know, just make sure you're staying fit and constantly keeping your body moving so you constantly feel healthy, because when you do feel stronger, you actually do have like a lot of better energy and a better mood. Getting good sleep is super important. This is something that I've been trying to work on myself personally because of my job. I work some crazy hours, so I get off really late at night. I do work from home. Anytime you get off of work, you have to unwind just like anyone else. So by the time that I get off work and I'm trying to unwind from my day, it's like almost 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning sometimes. And then luckily for me, I do get to sleep in for the next day. But I do want to get up earlier and be more productive, but I'd be so tired from my night. It's just like my rest is super important to me. So I try to take my time and take my rest. Feeding your mind as much positive things as possible. It is so easy as a woman to compare yourself to other women, or allowing other people to infiltrate your mind. Very important to watch what you feed your mind, what you entertain, and that can be from the people that you speak to, whatever you watch on TV, what you listen to. It's very important to make sure that you're always trying to encourage your mind to promote yourself to being the best version of yourself. As me, as a woman, that I tend to struggle here and there with like anxiety and depression, you know, I can get like intrusive thoughts, and I feel like a lot of women get intrusive thoughts or are just really hard on themselves for absolutely no freaking reason at all. When it comes to your body and your physical beauty, like, be happy with who you are, genuinely. Like, and this is no shade to any of my girlies that have plastic surgery. Like, I am a girl that has plastic surgery. I've had my breast done. I think I got my breast done when I was like 22 years old. I got my breast done, I believe. Yeah, I think I was about 22, 23 when I got my breast done. So I am not a woman that is opposed to plastic surgery. I'm a very open-minded woman for sure. Like, honey, if it makes you look good, do it. I'm totally fine with enhancements. I'm totally fine with anything that is cosmetic. I'm not against any of it. I'm not against anything cosmetic, but what I am saying is that don't feel pressured to do those things, or feeling pressured to feel like you need those things in order to feel beautiful. Simply be happy with who you are. And if you want to make adjustments about yourself, then that's totally fine. But the way that God curated you is totally fine as well. You can have a beautiful body by laying on the table, and you can have a beautiful body by hitting the gym. For example, I have lost a lot of weight. And I love my size. My intent was to lose weight, so I did lose weight. I love my size, but like, you know, I've lost a little booty since losing weight. So I do not want to get a BBL or anything, but I do know that I want to hit the gym because I want to develop more muscle in my body. And ultimately, you know, hitting the gym will just make me stronger anyway. hitting the gym is good for your mind, it sends off like these endorphins into your mind that actually put you in a good mood. So that's why it's important to work out, because it really does alleviate a lot of your stress. Like anytime I go to the gym, like I may be dying in the process, but when I'm done, I feel very euphoric. So it's really important to keep your body moving, whether you work for it or pay for it. And if you're still trying to figure out your style and still figure out the things that make you confident, that's totally fine. Continue to explore yourself. You honestly never stop learning who you are. If I'm being honest, your style constantly changes and constantly evolves. You never really stop changing. The more that you continue to work on yourself as a woman, and the more that you continue to really love and appreciate who you are, I feel like it's when you kind of start to step into your style more, and it starts to become like a signature for you. So it's just super important to really just be grounded in who you are. This point to me is super important. This is my fourth point. This point to me is super important when it comes to quote unquote being a bad bitch or being that girl, because I feel like this is more important than anything I probably have ever listed. But it's how you treat yourself and how you allow others to treat you. Respect, money, goals, independence, your worth, and more. The ultimate reason why quote unquote baddies get their way is because they know their worth. You literally teach people how to treat you based off of what you allow, but you also teach people how to treat you based on how you treat yourself. Like, that's why sometimes you could be dating a man that can kind of feel like you're out of his league, because he feels like if you carry yourself a certain way, then that means that he can't come into your life trying to treat you any less than. So how you show up for yourself is how other people are demanded to show up for you. And if they don't show up that way for you, then they will either try to rise to the occasion or they will play themselves out of your life. But do not ever settle or dim your light or dim yourself down to make anybody feel comfortable with being with you. They're gonna have to meet you to the occasion, period. This alludes to having and setting boundaries with yourself and others, keeping promises you have made to yourself. How can you have expectations or treatment of others if you don't uphold yourself to those same standards? People treat you the way that you show up for yourself. Give up the idea that you need to be perfect by giving yourself grace and treating yourself with kindness. Take time to honor and process your feelings. Attention is not the same thing as admiration. Love the way that God created you. Celebrate yourself. You are a product of who you also surround yourself with. When you know better, you do better. And when you do better, you choose better. I don't even think I need to say anything else. I think that summed it up to this specific point. I feel like it's so important because it's just like, you cannot be a woman that does not, that like, please, I think I talked about this before one time in like one of my girl talk videos about us being delusional. It's like, you cannot be a woman that expects or demands these certain things from people when you don't even give it to yourself. That is a form of insanity. That is delusion. That is denial. You cannot expect people to show up for you if you don't even show up for yourself in that way. It makes no sense. Stop disappointing yourself at the end of the day. If you have money goals that you're trying to work on those money goals. Stop overspending or stop spending money that you don't necessarily have. I'm gonna tell you right now, any woman that is a truly confident, aura, authentic, walking bad bitch does not let people treat her any kind of way because she don't treat herself any kind of way. And if you want that reflected to you, that's something that you have to exude. The last point is literally everything I've been saying in the video is be okay and happy with doing you. I remember growing up, I used to get picked on about things that I was interested in. And it's just because, or just things that I wasn't doing at a certain age that maybe my peers were doing. And I've even had like friends in the past like call me lame for not being into certain things that they're into. And it's so crazy because a lot of the stuff that I was into growing up, or a lot of things that people tried to call me lame for not trying to fit into a certain box or fit into a certain crowd, I look at those people now and they're all lame to me. But be happy and be comfortable and confident in what you are and who you are. If you are a baddie that likes Pilates, be a baddie that likes Pilates. If you are a baddie that likes rock and roll music, be a baddie that likes rock and roll music. If you are a baddie that likes neo soul and wearing your hair in a fro and braids and flowers, the birds and the bees, and you want pollen all over your body just like the trees, like, baby, do you. You do not have to dress provocative to be a bad bitch. I'm just repeating myself pretty much and just telling you the core source of being a bad bitch or it girl and that woman is being comfortable with who you are. You will never feel comfortable with coming out of your box or coming out of your shell if you're constantly comparing yourself to what you quote unquote would identify as better than you. I'm here to humble you and humble anybody else and let you know right now, nobody is above anybody. I do not care how much money someone has. I do not care what type of material someone has. I do not care what type of body someone has. I do not care about any of the superficial shit, because at the end of the day, when we all die, you can't take any of it with you. We will all be ashes to ashes and dust to dust. So at the end of the day, no one is above anyone at all. I think that social media has put out this presence, unfortunately, for a lot of us where, you know, we look at other people's lives and we're comparing our lives to these people or comparing our lives to certain women. My love, I'm gonna tell you right now, as a person with experience of the fast life, you have no idea. You have no idea what women are going through, dealing with, putting themselves through to look and maintain some of their lifestyles. When you no longer have any materials, who are you at the end of the day? And are you happy with who you are at the end of the day? Can you look in the mirror confidently with no makeup on? Can you look in the mirror confidently with no lashes, no wig, no nothing? Like, are you happy with who you are? Do you like your character? Do you like your mindset? Do you like your spirit? Do you like the people you entertain? You prioritize your mental health, or is your mental health orchestrated around other people's perception of you? This is something that I learned from being in the fast life when I was a little younger, is that the devil blesses his workers too. The devil blesses his workers too. Just how God blesses us, the devil blesses his workers too. So I'm just here to tell you right now that whoever you are, because I'm talking to this camera, but wherever woman is watching this video, like, my love, you are beautiful just the way that you are. There is nothing wrong with making adjustments to yourself. There is nothing wrong with upgrading yourself. You can do all of those things, but at the end of the day, when you sit down with yourself and you have none of those things, or even when you get those things, are you still happy with who you are? If the answer is no, you are not a bad bitch. I have met plenty of men, friends, women, other women that compliment me on being beautiful, right? And I've always gotten compliments on my appearance. People tell me I'm beautiful all the time, or people tell me I'm a bad bitch or whatever, right? And it's so funny because the compliments that I receive about my appearance kind of brush over my shoulder very quickly. Like, anytime someone compliments me about my appearance, I'm always like, okay, well, thank you, girl, whatever, whatever, you know, you a baddie too. But you know, those compliments, they come and they go, and they're very brief, and they're very, the feeling that those type of compliments give you is very short-lived. The best compliment that I have ever received in my life was about my aura. I remember this one guy that I was friends with. We're no longer friends, unfortunately, but at the time that we were friends, he told me that I'm so little and I'm so small, because everyone knows I'm 5 feet short, but he was like, you're so small and you're so little. He was like, but your aura is so big. And then I remember I had someone else tell me that I'm so small and I'm so little, but I walk around here like I'm a giant. And those are some of the best compliments that I have ever received outside of my appearance. And I feel like those are ultimately the things that make me a memorable woman, a memorable friend, a memorable lover, because I possess things beyond my physical appearance. I possess things beyond my material possessions that make me a unforgettable bad bitch. You can actually play the part. There's this thing called acting. You can play the part of a bad bitch, but if you are not right within, my love, it is going to shine. It's going to exude because your aura is going to speak for you. Lauren, how you gonna win if you ain't right within? How you gonna win if you ain't right within? You literally attract it. You're magnetic. You attract it. Don't believe the bullshit. The hype is fake. It's fake. Any of these it girls that you're seeing out here are these quote unquote bad bitches. I'm gonna tell you right now, there are some of these women out here that I love. I think they're bad to the bone, gorgeous, flawless. And I can tell that they're genuinely like that, which makes me like them as women. And then you have other women that portray that. And you're like, you can feel the difference. If you want to elevate your life to feel like a better woman, right, than what you already are. But if you want to elevate yourself, okay, you want a better car. That reverts back to, okay, I need to set some financial goals for myself. Let me stop disappointing myself financially. Let me stop disappointing myself when it comes to discipline. Oh, you want a better body? Let me stop disappointing myself when it comes to my diet and my discipline. Okay, well, I don't really want to hit the gym. I want to buy my body. Okay, that resorts back to my finances. Let me stack up and save for my dream body that I want. I have these friendships. I want better friends. Okay, do I need to be a better friend, or do I need to remove and replace, or do I need to practice more discernment? Am I practicing good boundaries in my friendships? Am I practicing good boundaries in my relationships with men? You don't feel confident in the dress you're wearing. You don't feel confident in the jeans you have on. You don't feel confident in the shoes you're wearing because you're trying to dress a part that's not you. Dress and wear fragrances, clothing, everything that is a reflection of you, and you will feel confident 100%. It doesn't matter who does not like it, because somebody gonna love it. You are beautifully, God made you beautifully and wonderfully made. And please don't ever, ever, in the words of Kyra, because Kyra, I follow, y'all know who Kyra, she's one of my favorite YouTubers. You know, she recently posted on her Instagram, because she did a presentation for Adobe, and she said this quote, and I've heard it before, but it was just so awesome, you know, that she stamped it. And it was just like, don't let your mind trick you out your spot. Literally. That is some real shit for your ass. That is truly, but that is such a true, genuine statement though. Like, don't allow your mind to trick you out your spot with anything. And anything that you want to be and obtain, you absolutely can be. It just starts with you. Once you start making these adjustments within yourself, it starts with you. You can't want things and attract things that you are not exuding or even trying to work towards. And I promise you right now, anything that God sees you working towards, he will push you and help you along the way. Being you has always been more than enough. And I'm just here to tell you that if anyone has ever made you feel like you are not, you are. Because, oh, I'm getting emotional. Because I know what it feels like to feel like you're not enough for anything, any job, anyone, any man, any friend. Sometimes you just don't even feel enough for yourself. And I'm just here to remind you that you are more than worthy. You are going to be the biggest and the best project that you ever work on. So if you're going to work on the project that is you, make sure you're completely happy with it. And don't be walking around here faking the funk, because at the end of the day, when all the smoke and mirrors is gone, you have to sit down and still be like, I am still a baddie without all of those things. At the end of the day, being a true bad woman is being a woman that loves herself, is confident in herself, she knows her worth, she carries herself well, no matter what. She's human, but ultimately she's authentic. The beautiful, most gorgeous women that are quote unquote bad bitches are authentic women, and they're powerful. And they're powerful not just because of the work they've done on themselves, but they're powerful because they have God behind them. I know I'm not here to force God into your life, but I am here to tell you is that you cannot have a prosperous life without him. Love y'all. I possibly repeated myself a lot, but it's okay because maybe it needed to register. I'm gonna get ready to go be a baddie and clean up my house because a true baddie does not live in filth, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and take care of my home for the rest of the night. I wanted to just leave y'all with that love. At the end of the day, being a true bad woman is loving yourself, my love. And if you don't have that core ingredient, all the other ingredients and all the other seasonings and all the other flavors that you try to coat it with will not be matter, because once you slice that baby open, the inside is still gonna be bland and dry. I love you. Good night.